Yo, morning. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Didn't really get out so much. Groundhog Day, right? It's 7:45, 1st of February, first of the month. January's over. 2021. Let's see what happened last week and see if we can find some direction in these markets for this week for the L1 breakout system. I'm going to start doing the reviews again this week. I just run out of time. I've been sorting some stuff out. I've completely changed the spreadsheet that I'm working on for the system. Got a new account. And so far, it's doing all right. I think just under 10R up this month. But last week, the system made 13R, and I didn't get 50% of that. So a lot of improvement for me, but because I think the end of December and January were pretty tricky and knocked my confidence a bit, I started not taking trades, and last week was the time to take every signal. So stuff for me to work on. I learn a lot from doing the review videos, so I was going to start doing those next week. Anyway, I'm sure you don't need to know about that. Let's see what's happening. The Euro found support twice last week. Twice in January at this support area here, which is 120.60, around that area. We're kind of consolidating between there, that being the support and the resistance being just underneath this 122 big round number psychological level. So we could consolidate around there for now until we decide what's going to happen. These lower highs recently might be an indicator that we're at least going to see another test of this level. And after so many tests, then 3 or 4 tests of the support area, we might see a break lower. Areas of interest, if we do see that, is this trend line here, and also 120, which is this untested breakout level that was resistance back in September 1st, broke through it December 1st, or early December, and now we look like we could test it again. But failing that, if this trend line plays its part and we close back inside this range, then that would be a false breakout, and we go to test 122 and maybe even the highs, 123. Below 120 is 119. This kind of double top here, and this area of the market kind of chopped around before we eventually got the breakthrough 120. So 119 and below that 118, which was support here. Also, this trend line could become resistance. This trend line support might become resistance. So should we break through there and we test it again, look for it to become resistance before a second leg lower. So that is the euro. Let me just check if we got any news on Monday. Manufacturing PMI data at 8:45, 8:55, 8:45 from France, 8:50 from France, 8:55 from Germany, 8:45 from Italy. 9:30 PMIs and mortgage approval data. Bank of England consumer credit, so UK news at 9:30 as usual, and then unemployment rate for Europe at 10. And then nothing really until 2:30, 2:45 for the US data. So 2:30 is the Canadian. If you trade the CAD, keep an eye out for that. 2:45 is US manufacturing PMIs. Okay, so nothing too important. So let's get on with it. Cable looking extremely choppy on the daily chart since December, where we we chopped through because of the Brexit deal. Then that has been signed for. So I imagine that cleared the way for some kind of trend in either direction, but we haven't. We've got inside this ascending wedge pattern, which isn't the most clearly defined, but the support and resistance areas have only just touched the third time it's acted as a support resistance. So this could be in play now. This might be on people's charts because of all these higher lows. My opinion is that the trend is higher, so I favor a breakout to the upside. There's also this trend line resistance that could become a magnet or a target for the bulls to aim for. So should we close above this and maybe above 138, big round number, psychological level, if we close above that, there is some fresh air to go and test this trend line resistance. Let me just, 139 is this big round number above that. So that might be a potential target for the bulls. Saying that, if we break above and close below back inside the range, then that could lead to a break below this 137 psychological level, which seems to be the consolidation area over the last couple of weeks. Below that, there is a lot of room, a lot of levels to be tested. So the upside break might be fast and quick before we reach 139, but around there, I think we're going to chop sideways. But below this, there are a lot of levels that can be tested before the bulls decide to get in and then push the market higher. Overall, if you look at the weekly or the monthly even, you can see that there's a long way to go for the pound upwards. So we could see a little bit of a retracement before big gains this year after this bottom pattern in GU has been put in, and also this 10-year trend line has been broken. So overall, pretty bullish for the pound. And once we get out of this kind of choppy levels, there is some fresh air to go and test this 143.50 area, which was resistance back in 2018 and also support in 2010. So some way to go before we get there, but at the moment we're still pretty choppy. Right, UI, I've been talking about this trend line, trend channel wedge since I started doing these videos, I think. And finally on Friday, just checking. On Friday we finally got the break. So this is support. Once we tag this support, we rallied 150 pips. We then put in this consolidation trend channel for a couple of weeks. And then on Wednesday, we broke through. Thursday, we tested it, and Friday, this pin bar failed, and we had a nice pop through. So UI's been pretty good to trade over the last couple of days, but it should be, because we could have. I was talking about this breakout. When this breakout happens, it's going to be big. So this is going to make a lot of speculators or funds change their positions, and we could see some follow through here. Especially, we seem to have closed above it on Friday, and that was the weekly and monthly close. Just show you now. Yeah, you can see here the weekly is closed above And the monthly, we've put in a nice 2-bar reversal pattern, kind of on this level, this previous resistance, and might have turned support all through here. We've closed back inside that range. Actually, yeah, we've only just managed to close back inside this range, which was the support here, 104.50. So a big level that we closed back inside in. Let's see what happens this month. I expect it that we continue this rally. Maybe after consolidating, we push through. If we pull back, this trend channel resistance may become support. This will also bring in line this trend line. That's a possibility. Should we rotate, move lower before pushing up, or we rotate, close back inside this trend line, this trend channel. For that, though, I think we would need a close below this trend line, the trend channel resistance, and 104 big round number for this to be a false breakout, and then we come back and potentially test the support of that wedge. So there's lots of targets up here. If you are in the bulls, 105 is pretty much reached last week. We were a few pips short, but that to me is a test. Above that, all these psychological levels play a big role in UY. 106, 107, 108. 108 was in fact the first test of this trend channel, so that could be important. But obviously, this is going to take a very long time to get there. So as we're only trading hours, it's just good to have a sense of direction and have a feeling where this is going. Guys, I've been chatting a lot. It's Monday morning. Maybe I just do one more pair, the Aussie dollar, before getting to trading. It's almost 8 o'clock, so I'll just talk through this one and why I think it's interesting. My line's a bit messed up here. Excuse me. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I had this wedge pattern for the last couple of weeks. I noticed it last week that the support we're putting some higher lows and these are lower highs. So a nice wedge. We kind of tested the low. We came back into it. We broke. Then we had this almost a pin bar, but it wasn't. Didn't close it. The close was, although the close is higher than the open, there was still a little bit of a wick there. Then I noticed this kind of trend channel on the hourly chart, and I was cautious of this wedge support on the daily. And we kind of chopped around there for a day on Friday, and then we broke below, closed below, and there seems to be a gap open overnight. Yeah, there was a gap down overnight, which was closed after attempting to go down. Tested this support area of Friday. This is the wedge that I had in. Looked to be like a head and shoulders, and this was the neckline, inverse head and shoulders, sorry. So I was looking to trade this pop higher. It didn't happen on Friday. We came back on, we actually closed near the lows of that day, but not the lows of the week. And as you can see today, we've opened, we closed that gap, and we came back and tested this kind of area of significance in Aussie dollar. So let's see what happens today. But on the daily, it looks like after such a big rally, and also this being the first leg, this is the second leg, some consolidation here. It could do two things. We could see a retracement, one of which that we haven't seen since this area in September, October. Or this could be a false breakout. We close back inside the wedge, and we continue onto a third leg. All these things are possible. I'm not sure if Aussie dollars finished this year. Last year, the yearly candlestick was a huge pin bar. I've talked about that before. So this could be a big move in the Aussie at the moment. It looks like we're going to test the this wedge support, which might become resistance now before we see this small retracement, or this retracement should be closed back inside this today. Then I would deem that as a false breakout. Here, and we go to test the upside of the wedge and also this 78.12 area, which is the highs for Aussie dollar. Anyway, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Good luck with your trading. Let's try and do those reviews of last week, and please read the blog. Yeah, nice one.